Saw that. Saw that, and it's cold. Greetings from Whitehall, Ohio, and today is a particularly chilly January day where it's 4 degrees out, and with the wind chill, it feels like -6. Sometimes Ohio's a special kind of hell, and this is one of those times.
Oh, don't kid yourself, Sparky. Ohio's a special kind of hell every day. But today, we're in Whitehall to see
the Lustron Metal Home.
Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. I think that goes without saying. But I was thinking more along the lines of a piece of unique history that most Americans don't even know exists. It looks like professionalism's going to have to wait till the next video thanks to sub-zero temperatures. But let's break into the garage and see if we can dig out some historical facts to make this video with. If you like building IKEA furniture, being able to stick things to your wall with magnets, and are looking for a home with a post-World War II kind of aesthetic, have I got a home for you. This is the Lustron Metal Home model at the Whitehall Historical Society. Metal homes, you ask? Well, at the end of World War II, returning soldiers were looking for homes to call their own, and through things like the Servicemen's Readjustment Act of 1944, also known as the GI Bill, the Veterans Administration was able to guarantee loans with liberal terms for those returning soldiers for their purchases, building or improvement of homes. This created many suburban developments like Levittown, New York, and this helped newly youth gone wild avoid Skid Row due to high prices and get their motley crew into their own home sweet home. And one man didn't think that those Levittown homes were metal enough, and ignoring those who thought he was on the crazy train, came up with the brilliant idea: heavy metal housing. And that man, Carl Strandland, a Chicago businessman and founder of the Lustron Corporation. He created the concept of a prefabricated metal home made of porcelain and enameled steel plates. These would provide cost-effective, quick-to-assemble homes that would help address the post-World War II housing shortage. These homes were meant to be low-maintenance and extremely durable, a home where you could rock it like a hurricane, and it would stand the test. The Lustron was expected to attract modern families who might not have the time for or interest in repairing and painting conventional wooden plaster houses. A home that would appeal to a certain kind of Iron Man or Iron Maiden.
The concept of prefab housing wasn't a new one. Companies like Sears and Montgomery Ward's, they would sell you prefabbed houses out of a catalog. Not ones like these, more that were like made of wood. They'd show up at your building location and you would assemble them right there. I had trouble with my Kavarsk slipper from IKEA. I couldn't do one of these. My ancestors are looking on with shame.
And now you can add these videos to the list of things that your ancestors are ashamed of too. Yet, metal prefabricated buildings weren't an entirely new concept. Strandland's former employer, the Chicago Vitreous Enamel Corporation, helped develop gas stations and restaurants from enamel-covered steel. Early White Castle restaurants were called porcelain palaces, not so much for their toilet-like porcelain color, but for the white porcelain-covered metal that made their buildings. The bathroom reminder really only came after eating White Castles. And though there was a post-war steel shortage, Strandland was promised by the U.S. government that he would be allocated supplies if he built homes rather than metal gas stations. And despite people thinking that metal homes would go down like a Led Zeppelin, In 1947, with a $12.5 million loan from the Government Reconstruction Finance Corporation, he took over a surplus wartime factory to create a production plant in Columbus, Ohio, with an assembly line that was between 8 and miles long and consumed more power than the rest of the city of Columbus combined. This plant could even produce 1,000 metal-stamped bathtubs per day while running at full capacity. By 1948, there were 4 models of Lustron homes being constructed in 36 states, the Quantico Marine Base, and also in Venezuela for oil industry employees. These models came in 2 or 3 bedroom varieties and were the Westchester Standard, the Westchester Deluxe, the Meadowbrook, and the Newport. The Westchester models, especially the 2-bedroom Deluxe, were the most popular and featured separate living rooms and dining rooms. And on the Deluxe model, built-in bedroom and bathroom vanities, a living room bay window, and a pass-through china vanity. Almost all the models also had built-in radiant ceiling heating systems, because as science always told us, cold air radiates up and hot air radiates down, or something like that. I didn't really do well in science.
If you wanted your home back in black, you are out of luck. Pretty much they came in 4 colors. Surf blue, like this one, dove gray, maize yellow, and desert tan, all with white trim around the windows, and interior painted metal walls that were kind of a smoke-on-the-water gray.
Another Lustron feature was the Thor dish and clothes washer. Need to clean up after dinner and have the hubby's underwear fresh for the office on Wednesday? No problem, as the one machine offered 2 types of cycles. Your dishes and dresses both set to the gentle cycle, and a special rack to ensure that those plates are squeaky clean. Okay, so we've clearly sold you on this. How do we do this? First, you order your Lustron home in 3,000 easy-to-assemble pieces, not including the bolts, screws, nails that come with it. Then, it shows up on the back of a special Lustron truck. Next, you dig the foundation, lay your plumbing pipes, pour concrete for the foundation, put up the metal walls, put on the roof, run the pipes and the electricity, attach the outer and inner walls, hook up the vanity, bedroom stuff, kitchen stuff, door, and presto, it's a house. Or, if you have trouble building Legos like I do, the most common solution was to hire somebody to build it for you. But just like that, you are living after midnight in your new home. And a few motorheads might even have a garage attached. If you thought this was a good idea and that Lustron would actually succeed, sadly, you've got another thing coming. In 1950, after production delays, escalating prices, and a poor distribution plan, even some allegations of corruption, Lustron would fade to black and cease operations. Luckily for history, housing, and heavy metal buffs, of the 2,498 Lustron homes that were built, around 1,500 are still standing and in use, with around 50 of these being placed on the National Register of Historic Places. Some have even been displayed in the Ohio Historical Center and the Museum of Modern Art in Manhattan, New York. The Lustron research page, to whom we owe a great debt for much of the photos and research on this video, and whose link will be in the description below, even have a Lustron map on their website for those who'd like to stay in one as a Lustron Airbnb. If you are in the Columbus, Ohio area and would like to make a visit to Whitehall to see the Lustron Metal Home, it's currently behind a fence, like you're visiting a prison and smuggling something to an inmate, but it's at Whitehall Community Park, a quick 15-minute drive from the Columbus, Ohio airport, and you may be able to arrange a better visit than I got through the Whitehall Historical Society, whose webpage is also linked below. If you liked this video, what's wrong with you? If you survived this long, you probably deserve a medal or family members or some kind of saint. I don't know which, but thank you. And if you found it interesting and want to see more things from Ohio, America, and all over the world, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to follow this channel and receive updates about future videos. We will get better, I swear. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you hopefully in the next video.